Welcome to Vintage Variety. I visited a different thrift store this week. This one was in a town probably about half an hour away from where I live. And I'm going to tell you guys, when it came to their selection of jewelry, it really was slim pickings. Now, the majority of the jewelry that I found was on the wall, and it was kind of hit or miss. I had to look really closely, pick through, until I found a few pieces that I thought were worth picking up. But their jewelry case was unbelievably empty. I went over and had a look at it, and I'm going to show you guys a short video of it. As you can see, there is hardly anything in this case. Most of the items that were in there were just simple modern costume, not really even worth looking at. But I did manage to find one really good item. It's kind of a mystery item. It is marked, but I cannot make out the marking on it. And I'll show you guys that one at the end of the content. So I'm going to get everything set to the side, and I'll show you what I ended up getting. I got a little excited when I spotted this necklace because it does look like amber. It's not, however. This is a beautiful Liz Claiborne necklace, faux amber, but I thought it was stunning. I really do like Liz Claiborne jewelry, and I think this is probably a slightly older one. Love the design of the beads on this, and I thought, you know what, this is a great looking necklace. Even though it's not real amber, it would look really good layered with some amber pieces. This one is adjustable, and it has that Liz Claiborne hook closure on it. I thought this pretty art glass necklace would pair really well with the Liz Claiborne, so I wanted to show you guys both of them together. This one doesn't have a closure on it anywhere. These are all glass beads, and I like how these square beads kind of have that tiger print on it. As most of you guys know, the tiger and animal prints, leopard prints, are back in style when it comes to clothing, so this would be a great wardrobe essential to have. Another necklace I picked up that I thought would layer well with those pieces is this one. Now, this just screams the 1990s to me. And I don't know about you guys, but that is an era where I feel like they made so many great pieces of jewelry. Very classic looking. This one's not signed. It has a spring ring closure. But you can really never go wrong when it comes to jewelry picking up those pieces from the 1980s and the 1990s because they're still wearable even today. Here's a look at these three layered together on the necklace stand, and I really like this look. To me, this says fall. I love the combination of the browns and the golds with the darker brown. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I picked this necklace up because it was unusual. This is made out of wood, and to me, this looks like something that someone probably bought while they were traveling. They may have went to Hawaii or maybe Mexico, somewhere like that. Has a very ethnic vibe to it. But I like things that are unusual and that really stand out. Stuff like this, it kind of makes me think of Iris Apfel. She always went for things that most people wouldn't pick up. And we all know that she had a fabulous collection of jewelry. So anytime I'm out thrifting, if something is just kind of off or unusual and it catches my eye, I usually like to pick it up. This is another example of picking up something that just caught my eye. I thought this was beautiful. Now, we all know that shell jewelry has really been back in style. So when I noticed that this was made out of a glass bead and shell, I knew I was going to pick it up. And I haven't ran across one like this before. No idea how old it is. It's not signed, but it's just a really unique looking necklace. I like the way it's constructed and the way they've taken two shells of pretty much the same size and combine them with that glass bead. I have this habit when I'm thrifting of picking up things that go well together. So when I spotted this, I knew I was going to get it. And I was just lucky that this just so happens to be a Napier necklace. This one's vintage. Show you guys the marking on it. Hopefully that's coming in clear. So this one's probably from, I would say, maybe the early 1990s. white glass beads on it, and I thought these two would pair well together. This necklace was another really good find today. When I first picked it up, I put it back because I thought, nah, I don't really want to get that. And then I looked at it again. First of all, it's in really good condition. None of the rhinestones are missing. It has a snake chain, but the back of it looked really weird. So I started examining it a little closer. This is an Avon necklace. See if that's coming in for you guys. So there's the marking on it. And the reason the back looked kind of off is because someone at some time or the other added an extender to it. You can see where the extender's attached. Anytime I'm out thrifting and I run across necklaces that have extenders on them, it's like a great find because I can always keep those extenders and use them for other necklaces. I'm probably not going to leave the extender on this one. I'm just going to leave it as is. But I thought this was a really good find. It is a vintage Avon. I also picked up this snake chain. Anytime I'm out thrifting, I've mentioned many times to you guys that if I see chains by themselves, I usually like to pick those up because I'm always looking for loose chains to put pendants on, especially when I run across jewelry bags. A lot of times they'll have loose pendants. And then I found this really pretty rhinestone bracelet. This also has a snake chain. And when I was looking at this one, I realized that this one was also marked Avon. And I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see the marking on it. So this one definitely looks like probably the mid-1980s to me. So definitely a really good find, finding these pieces. You know, not a big selection at that thrift store, but I did find quite a few pieces that were signed. Here's a quick look at some of these pieces layered together, and I really like this look. It's kind of minimalist, but it has a really elegant vibe to it. And you can see I've combined the Napier, the shell necklace, and of course the Avon necklace together. I picked up this stretch bracelet as an item for repurposing, and you guys know that that's something that I do quite often. It's a lot cheaper to pick things like this up than it is to go, let's say, to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and buy them. The beads are really expensive. I was in there not too long ago and I was shocked at some of the prices. So I paid about $3 for this. If I would have bought a string of beads in one of those craft stores like that, it probably would have cost me $5 or $6. And I think I can reincorporate these pieces into something that's really beautiful. This is another bracelet I picked up, and the reason it caught my eye is I saw some tarnish on it. These are real turquoise nugget beads, and my first thought was maybe it was sterling. I don't see any markings on it. I will test it, but I'm leaning more towards the idea that this is just silver plated. Regardless, I love turquoise jewelry, so I thought that was a good find. I also picked up this vintage silver tone bracelet. Love the outside design on this. This one's hinged. And this is for a smaller wrist, but it's in really good condition. I don't see any markings on it anywhere. I have a Monet bracelet that's made like this, but that bracelet has a lot of damage to it. The next bracelet I want to show you guys, I got really excited about this, okay? When I was a kid, I had a bracelet identical to this. This is a 10 Commandments charm bracelet, and it's not missing any of the commandments. I don't know what happened to mine, but I believe mine ended up missing a few. This one has a fold-over closure. So this is really cute. This is definitely a vintage item. I think I probably had mine when I was in maybe 2nd or 3rd grade, so that had to be in the 1970s. So just a really cool vintage find. And you know what? I'm glad that I took a second look through the rack because I almost overlooked that one. Also found a ring, and I thought this was really pretty. Of course, this is costume. It does have a marking on the inside. See if I can zoom in so you guys can see. So there's the marking on it. And again, this is Avon. I'll show you guys. So quite a bit of Avon jewelry this week. And I love Avon jewelry. But this is in really good condition. glass stone, and this ring is huge. Look at this. You guys know I have fat fingers, and this one fits really big on all of my fingers, so this is probably like a 9.5. But no wear, no discoloration, so I thought this was a really great item to have picked up. This is a necklace that I picked up kind of on a whim. Hear me out. Usually I gravitate towards statement necklaces and beads and things that are chunky, but here now lately I've been paying a little more attention to things that are delicate like this one. And what I really like about this is the beads on it. It has cat's eye beads. And of course, this is done on kind of like a snake chain. I don't think this one's actually vintage. It's probably more modern, but I really like the look of it. When I spotted this necklace, my first thought is that it was possibly by Avon. I have ran across quite a few Avon necklaces with the hidden barrel closure like this one. In fact, they're usually not signed, but I do have a few that I own and that are in my Avon book. But once I started looking at this closer, first and foremost, the black beads are glass, and then these brownish colored beads, they're kind of cold to the touch. They have a stone-like texture, so I looked at them under the loop, and it turns out that these are bone. I believe that these beads are carved horn. So this necklace, even though it's not an Avon, was a really good find. Here's a look on the necklace stand at these two pieces layered together, and I'm going to tell you I really like this look. I think if I were to add anything else, I might add another layer of black beads, or maybe even a gold chain, but you guys let me know what you think of this look in the comments. This beautiful necklace is by Premier Designs, and a lot of people don't like to pick this brand up when they're out thrifting, and maybe because it doesn't have a great resale value, but I really like their jewelry. I remember back my neighbor having a party years ago and me buying some of their jewelry, and it wasn't really cheap. Their jewelry holds up well, and I just like the style of this. It kind of has that southwestern vibe. Of course, you could wear this and mix it with any kind of jewelry, but I just loved the overall design of it. This chunky vintage necklace was a really good find. This one is a multi-strand. Love the clasp on it. So this is made up of glass beads, and I'll show you how it's done at the back. I love these silver tone filigree bead caps, right up my alley. I love anything with filigree on it and anything that's glass. So because this is multi-layered, this would be a piece that you could just wear by itself, and I thought this was a really good item to have found today. Give you guys a quick look at this one on the necklace stand. Of course, I could have put this on here a little neater. I've gotten it tangled up a little bit, but I like how they've done the multi-strands, and there's all different sizes of beads. And this necklace has a really nice weight to it because of the glass beads. I think that this would look great just by itself. Of course, it could be layered with other items. Now, the last item I want to show you guys today is the item that I got out of the case. Isn't this beautiful? So that is a real garnet in the center. It's a filigree style cross, and it does have a vermeil wash over it. But this one is sterling. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see the back. So it has the sterling mark on it. And then it has a maker's mark that I don't recognize. And maybe you guys can recognize that mark. I've tried everything. I've zoomed in on it. I've done a reverse Google search, but it's not a mark that I'm familiar with. But regardless, this was probably the only thing that they had in the case that was really worth picking up. And I did pay up a little more for it, but the price wasn't really too bad. Just a really beautiful cross. Now, this does need to be put on a chain, and I do have a sterling chain that this will go great on. So not too bad of a haul this week. My favorite pieces were, of course, the 10 Commandments bracelet, the sterling cross with the garnet, and that beautiful faux amber Liz Claiborne necklace. You guys let me know in the comments which items were your favorites. And if you enjoyed today's content, please remember to give me a thumbs up. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. ring the bell for notifications, and you'll be notified anytime I upload new content. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.